Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Jim Jones, Capo.
Yeah. What's up with y'all?
What are you not doing nowadays, Capo? I see everything. I see cryptocurrency. I see athletics. I see studios. I see you doing weather. Like, what are you not doing?
Marijuana, quarantine studios. There's a whole lot. You got to name a whole lot more. You got football teams. You got to name a whole lot. Jim is doing a lot.
I've been trying to figure out my hustle. I mean, to be rich, you got to do more than one thing. So I'm just trying to follow in the footsteps of those that came before me.
Absolutely. Tell us about the cryptocurrency thing. I saw the coin. I was like, and I'm still not hip to the cryptocurrency game.
Cryptocurrency is dope. The space just for the culture is dope. It's definitely like the Wild Wild West when it comes to making money. You got the Bitcoin, and then that's on its own thing, and then you have coins that they have on an Ethereum basis. It's like the next biggest platform for the cryptocurrency. I was fortunate enough to create my own coin, which is the Capo coin, on Zap-Theory platform, and Zap-Theory is actually on the Ethereum platform. So if you have Ether right now, you can purchase the Capo coin, but in a few weeks you'll be able to purchase the Capo coin with your actual credit card. And I've been doing like these little virtual parties and showing people how to get invested in the Capo coin. And then, there's the other thing people have been talking about is NFTs, which is non-fungible tokens, which is another big thing. That's pretty much, I call it like a digital baseball card, if to make so people can understand it a little bit more. It gets a little bit more intricate than that, but the money is definitely for real. It's definitely serious. It's probably the next biggest way you can make some money since the marijuana started becoming legal. And before that, I guess it was the .com, and before that, like prohibition and with all the gold in America. So now cryptocurrency is the next thing up for people to get rich and create wealth.
Word. Jim sound like he on CNBC. Like he just you broke that down effortlessly.
I've been studying. I've been learning about it. And usually when I get into something and I learn to understand it, I could flip it in a lot of different ways as anybody else. So these spaces are spaces I would like to be in. Plus, I always like to be at the cusp of everything or a step ahead of everything, especially when it comes to the culture. Because once the culture gets involved, then it comes commercialized, which is a good thing because it's a flood of money that comes our way that we get to circulate.
Absolutely.
NFTs are like the big thing right now too. We saw Jack Dorsey was talking about selling his first ever tweet, but you could just sell anything like online. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, don't you make money off of it if somebody else sells it? You still, if you originally.
I probably am the first entertainer per se to sell an NFT 8 months ago. I took a picture of one of my Vamp Life chains, and I gave it to my partners over at Zap-Theory. They was trying to show me what the NFT actually was. And he came back and told me, that picture sold for $1,000. I'm like, what do you mean? You just took a picture of my chain and somebody bought it for $1,000. And then recently with the NFT boom, the person who actually brought the first picture had resold it for over $5,000. So now then I get a certain percentage of every time my NFT gets sold. So I'm always in the loop. And then, as the Ethereum goes up, my crypto wallet also goes up. So as long as I keep the money inside of that wallet, as long as these platforms keep hitting numbers, I make money on both sides.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I need to learn.
Well, right now you could because you're the owner of your books, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could take a picture of your book and sell it as an NFT, and somebody will have the only digital copy of the cover of your book.
Wow.
And they're going to buy it for some change. Maybe we should do that together. You give me a chance, I can help you out with that.
I'm with that.
Right now on your iPhone, take a picture. Take a picture of
you
this
could do
book.
that with interviews and stuff like that too.
I'll break
It's all good.
You take a picture of this book right here on your iPhone. Bang! You dig? And then I'll give it to the people at the Zap-Theory that helps us out with doing all the, and they put it up for sale of an NFT. Charlamagne has a picture of his. And even though you could take a picture of every page on this motherfucker and sell it as a whole group and make and the whole book will go out, or whatever pages will be out with different people, and people can start to try to acquire the whole book, and then pretty soon the whole book of somebody have the whole book as an NFT that they own. That's like just as powerful as you being the author of the book, because then that should probably be worth all type of money. So so many things that you could do. There's no rules inside of this space, as long as you understand how to be creative with making money and selling whatever it is that you're selling, from artists to music to, you know what I mean? There's no, like, the owner of Scott Tissue could take a picture of the first Scott Tissue and probably make a slew of money and shit like that. So it just depends on who you are. The more impressionable you are, the more success you have, 9 times out of 10 is better for the sale of that NFT.
Wow.
So,
like, we could take this interview and make it an NFT and then just sell it like that, and somebody would own it.
100%, and we could cut it up a few different ways. You don't just want to sell a whole thing as one NFT. You want to sell it as 5 different NFTs. So then when you put it out in the space, somebody actually wants to acquire the whole thing as their own NFT, and that becomes a money maker in itself. And then we'll get paid 5 different ways for splicing this interview up. Maybe we should do that too, since we're talking about it.
You got Vamp Fit too. I was wondering, I was like, what is Jim doing during the quarantine when all the gyms are closed down? How was you getting it in?
I was fortunate enough to start buying gym equipment like right before everything. For some reason, I was like, I need to start getting some equipment because I had got into a new house and things like that. And I was like, I need to make sure I got it. And then things started going crazy, started shutting down. I was like, all right, I got everything set. And then when things were shutting down, with no gyms, I was like, well, I should start giving people some exercises to do in the confines of their own home. Now the gyms are not open, and I know it's kind of hard to just sit in your house and figure out how to work out and stay in shape, and that's how the whole Vamp Fit kind of thing came about. I mean, before that, I've been working out for years, but with everything being closed down, it gave me a reason or angle to sell that part of fitness. And now we did a partnership with Dana Pro. We have the website up, vanfit.com. You can go to the website, get the clothes, get the bands, get equipment to be on there soon, all the challenges, all the programs for nutritionists, all that. So it's trainers, everything under the website. So I've been working,
You didn't fall off at all during COVID with the working out. You was from the beginning? Because I know a lot of people had like a little bit of a slump at first, but this whole time you've been on point?
Well, I mean, I've been working out consistently through the whole time, but the mind, the body works with the mind. So if your mindset is not where it needs to be, then your body is not going to produce the way you want it to, meaning as you're not going to gain the mass that you want if you got the stresses on your mind of the pandemic or sitting in the house, it becomes cabin fever. You just, you know what I mean? So, but to keep the body moving is very important because they say movement is medicine. You know what I mean? So it depends on where you at. But I was able to stay consistently working out, and that alone is testament and staying focused.
So what is Quarantine Studio? Explain to people what Quarantine Studio and how you maximize that. I think I met one of your partners this weekend in Atlanta.
Yes, he has the virtual.
When it was trying to tell me how to do the interactive seminar.
The virtual reality, yes. We have a virtual reality company, with the goggles, or you could just put it on your phone where you could go actually into the space. Yeah. But Quarantine Studios is made up of 2 parts. The first part was services for artists, artists and people all alike. And when I say services, I mean whatever a record label can offer to anybody is what we can offer to anybody, from such as DJs. As DJ Envy was one of the first few people who understood what I was trying to do, and that's why I appreciate him for just helping me out. And Envy dope too, man, because I'm trying to get a crib, and I'm like, yo, Envy, I'm trying to get this crib right now. I need you to. He gave me some good people to help me out, so I appreciate that. But back to Quarantine Studio. So whether you need a entertainment lawyer, a publicist, a pub administration, you need some DJs to give you a drop, or you need some features from an artist, graphic design, whatever it is that your heart desire, that you need a service from out of this industry, is what we can provide. Now on the flip side, there's a techie type platform that we created where I figured out how to record music in real time in a virtual space with damn near 0 latency, which is almost impossible for right now for people to pull off in the capacity that we do it. Now there's people out there that do record like that, and shout outs to Drake and 40 and the way they do their recording process, but this is a little bit iller. not to say knocking anybody, but I figured out a dope way to really pull this off, and would people be able to pay to watch, come in the studio with me. Like he said, we got the virtual reality component where people could actually come into the space that we actually are recording the music at or wherever I'm at. And it's dope. I recorded 5 albums. Shouts to Hitmakers, Young Berg. Shouts to Heatmakers, Arsonist. Shouts to Scram Jones. Shouts to Harry Fraud, the project that I just dropped. I still haven't met Harry Fraud. Yes, I still haven't met Harry Fraud in person yet.
What?
Yes, Harry Fraud and John Sparks. We were the collective group to create the techie component of Quarantine Studios. They helped me figure out that whole loop and how to record it and virtually so that we could create the album. And that was the first album that I did on Quarantine Studios.
Man, I be sitting back thinking, I wonder if you think about it. How much money do you think y'all would have made, like when Dipset was putting out Diplomat's Volume 1 and Volume 2, 3, if y'all had all these resources that y'all have now?
Social media?
Yeah.
Oh man, we probably be we probably done bugged out already. He's so filthy rich. I mean, just kids have now. I wish we had back then. I mean, they got their pros and cons to everything, because the way we were living was definitely not to be recorded at that time. But for the entertainment purposes and the business purposes, yeah, this would have catapulted us into iconic levels at an early age. You know what I mean? Because of the access that you have when it comes to the internet and social media.
So all that
chain. So are we getting are y'all working now? Because I see Cam running around. Or are we gonna get another Dipset album? We were waiting for this tour. Is this the time to do it now?
Yes, definitely the time to do it now. Joel's living not too far from me, so I'm always over there bugging him. Joel's has some incredible music right now. Just been on his back to actually drop some of the music. Shouts to Cam. Cam is at a great space in life right now. It's like, when I don't know how they explain it, but just to see him being happy and doing the things that he want to do and not following the crowd, and it's just dope. And he said he's ready to do music anytime I'm ready, and so as a collective effort, we definitely gonna come together and put this music together very soon. We got a couple concerts coming up next month, and a couple of the states that are opened up, them spicy states. So that's pretty dope.
They got to let you control everything, though, Jim. Because I've been saying that Jim has been making the best music out of New York City for the past few years.
That's a big statement, bro.
I stand by that.
I don't want these little niggas trying to jump me.
I stand by that, though. Why you think you're not getting recognized for that, though?
If I was worried about getting recognized for that, then I'd be doing a disservice to myself. All of that's gonna come the same way that you recognize it. Trust and believe. Everybody else recognizes it too, also. But to actually give a person his accolades out loud and have to succumb to those facts that, man, maybe this is the one, maybe it takes a little bit more time, but I'm not gonna stop digging until that happens. I'm gonna keep making this incredible music. I'm in a very dope spot in my life when it comes to making music. Probably one of the few they say that got better with time.
That's a fact.
And I'm loving it. Got some more tricks up my sleeve. I've been listening to the radio show, and I appreciate everything that you've been saying when it comes to who I am as an artist and a businessman and the acumen that I put out there. Like, that's dope. Like, a lot of people wouldn't do that, especially not in your position. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very powerful position that you'll have up here as a collective, and just to even mention my name in a positive way, means that's big for me. You know what I mean?
It's truth.
But to mention my name in a way inside this business where people have to start to do their due diligence on really what I do is even bigger for me. So just the little comments like that sooner or later gonna come around full circle. Well, I do believe somebody put me in a position so I could show the industry really what I could do.
Would you ever take another job in the building?
100%. 100%. When I took the job at the building, shouts to Kevin Lau, shouts to Leo Cohen, they gave me one of the biggest opportunities I've had in my life when it came to being executive. And at that time, I was very young and didn't have nobody to show me exactly what I should be doing in my position as far as the responsibility I had. Yeah, I was creative and I knew how to pull talent, but to me, to being a full executive, I didn't have it back then. And now, where I'm at now, knowing that I had to get another opportunity as that one, I would smoke it. Like, smoke the boots over it because I know what I can do and I know what I want to do, and my restraint is much different, my focal point is much different. So we'll see what happens though. And I love the youth. I love picking new music, and that's why I embrace the youth a lot. You know what I mean? Like, there's no future without the youth, and it's always been like that when it comes to music. And even on the block, like, your block didn't click if you didn't have the young ones running the block for you and things like that. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? So I encourage all the OGs or established artists in this game to make sure they put their hand around the young ones coming up, because they got the juice, really. You know what I mean?
What do you think you did wrong when you was an executive in that building?
I would say, I guess I had a problem with authority, and they put me in a position of a boss. But at that time, I was still kind of fresh out the street, and I kind of did what I wanted to do, and put me in a building was like taking an animal out the cage and just put him in the middle of New York City. So I didn't know how to gauge that. I was bringing my outside inside the office, and it wasn't mixing, and I didn't know how to separate the two. And now I got that. You know what I mean? Well, I'm not in the same space I was before, and I definitely don't do the things that I've done when I was younger. So it's a perfect time for me to expand who I am as far as an executive, using my mind in this industry to help make other people some stars out here, which I know I could do.
What's some of the artists that came through you that you knew could have been stars, and if you had that opportunity would have signed them? Because so many I know artists passed through you.
Well, a lot of the artists that in the beginning I've seen a lot that became very successful. As you know, Kid Cudi, I helped him out tremendously by just even picking one of his records and doing the verse on, and radio stations end up taking that and adding that to rotation. Let's see, J. Cole used to be in my studio every day for the whole making of Pray for Rain and things like that. So, I had access to him. I remember Alan calling me years and years ago, putting let me hear this guy that sounded like a nerd, but he was rapping his ass off. His name was Drake, and he was asking me exactly what I should do with this kid. And then he told me the kid was an actor and he's on TV, and I ended up seeing the show he did. I was like, I don't know what the hell we gonna do with this kid, but he can rap his ass off. And shouts to Meek Mills. Shouts to Philly. Meek Mills used to come up to my studio when I had it on 28th Street a lot, picking my brain as far as the industry and the moves he should make. And I think, pardon me, I think that me helping him pick which lane he should go, as far as there was labels on the table. Then he told me he had Rick Ross, and I was like, man, Ross might be the one to go to. He's on fire right now, and you on fire, so I could go on and on and on with a slew of other artists and things like that I was there watching the beginning of them becoming the stars, like Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap used to be on the floor with me in the studio and things like that. Shout outs to Bobby and Rowdy and them boys. Trav used to bring them to the studio. So I had my hands in the mix of a lot of different things. Not saying that I was trying to sign them, but just being able to be there at those pivotal moments for them artists right before they signed to deal and things like that. I know I was able to help them understand a little bit more what this game is going to be about and things like that. And that's what I'm here for. I always like to give people knowledge, because they say in this game is to be sold, not told. And I'm one of the few that put people up on game. How we going to make money? You dig? Like, if it was only one person that kept the secrets to cooking up, then how was the rest of the hood going to make money? You know what I mean? Like, somebody had to tell it, and I just wanted to make sure that I'm the person that telling some of these youngsters some gold. You know what I mean? That they could cash in. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, I saw you say recently too that you had a chip on your shoulder. You want to prove that you're iller than people's favorite rapper.
Yeah.
Well, how
That's
do you...
me personally.
Okay.
I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and this where I'm at right now, I'm very confident in what I could do. Like, seriously, you could put me in the booth for in any environment, and I'm gonna shine. And I mean that wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? You can ask plenty of people. I don't think they want this smoke right now. You dig? Like, I'm just on it in a different space. And I mean, I don't need no time. Wherever we at, you can call me up right now, pulling up to the studio. I don't use no pen and no pad, so I ain't got no time to waste. You heard? But the life that I live is what allowed me to be able to make this music the way that I'm doing it right now. And I'm 20-some years in the game, and one foot one foot in the game and very affiliated to the streets and things like that, and we still, you know what I mean, in one accord, and the music reflects that, you know what I mean, as I'm getting wiser, as I get older, and the music reflects that, and even the beat selection, and so I'm just ready for whatever. Whoever want to jump in the booth with me at any time, you can call my number, you can DM me, you can call Envy, you can call Charlamagne the God. We can make it a viral thing, we can make it a show. Who wants smoke? Because I want it. If it's up, it's up. Let me know when it comes to this. And I'm just talking about wholeheartedly doing music. We ain't talking about nothing else. You dig?
You want to smoke with basketball, though. I seen you wanted that smoke with that basketball game.
Yeah, I say me and Cam probably still two of the best 2-on-2s in this whole rap industry. I don't think they want that smoke. I give Cam 30 days to get in shape, and I ain't got to do too much but get a rebound, and I mean that. And anybody know about history about Cam playing basketball, he's a dog, a real dog. I don't think they want that smoke.
So you willing to take on Quavo and Jack
100%.
Harlow, put $1 million up,
100%.
just give Cam 30 days, and you ready to rock and roll?
100 million%. They too light. They gonna have to do some push-ups or something. You dig?
You know what I like now? I like when you collaborate with Fred the Godson. I feel like if Fred was still here,
man,
you executive producing a Fred the Godson album would have been something special.
That's what we was leading up to. Like,
word.
I always been telling Fred, like, yo, I got this play for you. I got this play for you. I want to help you start to distribute your music because the relationship I had with Empire, and I was in the midst of doing this incubator deal with Ghazi over there where I could distribute as much music I want from other artists and under my VL through Empire. And I kept telling, like, give me a second. I'm telling you, I got a good play for you and things like that. And, you know, for me and Fred, we developed a dope relationship. Like, I ain't got too many brothers, so anybody that I end up loving in that capacity, I consider my brother. And I watched this young brother since he was like 14, cutting school, coming to 45th Street, freestyling with Uncasa, battling while me and Luke Abrazi doing what we do on 45th and Broadway and things like that. Like, we are the reasons for a lot of these MCs coming out of New York. They came through us, this diplomat kind of legacy and things like that. And Fred the Godson was one of our children, per se, that came under that. And I always had a great relationship with him, and I always egg him on, like, you got to keep going, keep doing music. And in the last 4 years, it was Fred that been getting at me, like, nah, Capo, you got to go in that booth and record. You don't understand. You got to go in that booth and record. Like, he really bring me out of my shell when it came to recording. And to hear somebody like Fred be like, nah, you ill, you getting iller every night, you getting iller. And he meant it. And I didn't really understand him at the time. And then by the time I finished the El Capo album, nigga was like, watch what's about to happen. I still ain't understanding now. Slowly but surely, when I hear people like you, it's like, all right, yeah, Fred, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? But I don't think too many people in New York understand how nice Fred was. He's one of the few that didn't get his flowers when he was supposed to. Like, one of these labels was supposed to scoop him up and help him get a dope-ass deal, help him make an incredible album because he had the mindset and the flow to go with it when it came to making music and things like that. And that's what's so sad about what's going on in the music industry, because they don't look for talent anymore. They look for numbers. And it's scary because you can have the most bullshit talent and make a most bullshit record. And as long as that record go viral and click a number, there's a label that's gonna give you a shitload of money just because of your analytics and your numbers. And they will skip over all the people that got talent that could be the next Michael Jordan or the next Drake or the next Dipset. They skipping over all that if you don't have your numbers. And I know that wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I definitely would get back to changing in the game if I had an opportunity to get into the music industry as an executive again, because we missing the talent. And I ain't gonna take nothing away from no music that's out there, because I like being lit, I like going outside. All these music give you different feelings, but I'm talking about when it comes to making different music and real music and giving people the opportunities that should be in the right spot when it comes to being successful. That's what I want to dig into and things like that, finding them jewels. And there's a few of them out there, like as you can see in the Grammys and things like that, which was dope last night. I thought I was watching the Source Awards for a minute when I was watching the Grammys. It was so dope like that, and no disrespect in no way. I mean, like, it was so black, it felt like, you know what I mean? So, and these are the things I want to attack more in this music industry, as far as finding that dope talent in the next music that we need to be following, that has some substance, that has some fly shit, that lifestyle is dope. Like, you know, it's always been a full package that kind of turned me on it. Maybe I'm bugging. Maybe that might not be it no more, but I know for the life of me, some of these things need to change back to where it used to be. It need to be a mix of both. It need to be a hybrid of what used to be and what's going on now and shit like that. That's how I feel about it.
I wonder if execs in New York overlook what happens in their own backyard. Because, you think Nicki got signed by Young Money, Cash Money, 50 got signed by Aftermath.
Listen, I always tell people, in order to get a record deal, you got to come to New York. You want to do movies, you go to L.A. But it seems like it's the hardest thing for a New York artist to get signed in their own town. And not only signed in their own town, they get played on the radio in their own town. You dig? Mm-hmm. As you can say, I made some of the best music out of New York in the past couple of years, but I don't get played on the radio at all. Mm-hmm. And nothing against you, Envy, or nobody. I'm talking about, you know what I mean when I mean talk about getting radio. Like, oh, my shit is not doing research. Oh, if the record is not research, it can't get played. We can't get it on the list. Like I'm hip to everything that's going on, but I'm also blessed, and it feels good to know that I can get these comments out of people like you and don't get no radio play. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a time where I get back on, and it's going to make me even stronger in them positions and things like that. But just the whole playing field's kind of backwards and things like that when it comes for a New York artist. And I think that we need to invest more in New York artists because we getting kind of hot. And these young kids out here drilling, they got this music that's going crazy right now. Like, shout out to the Brooklyn artists, shout out to the Bronx artists, Harlem artists. Like, New York feels good right now when it comes to music in a whole. And we know our music. Like, you go in any type of lit spot right now and they'll play 10 New York records back to back, lit, all our music, but we'll never hear them 10 records on the radio. You know what I mean? Like,
all these other streaming services and other things have leveled out the playing field, though, so it's not just about radio anymore. It's
not just about radio, yes, and they definitely leveled out the playing field, but ain't nothing like being played on the radio. It's nothing like building a star. You won't be a bigger star without that radio play. Pardon me, I get excited, but ain't nothing like radio play. It's no bigger platform than having that radio play. You got that radio play, then 9 times out of 10 automatically you got that viral streaming and all that play. Now that's a double bubble up. Like, you can't forget. You think Megan Thee Stallion be as big as she is if she didn't have no radio play? You think The Baby or Little Baby or Young, like, you think these artists would be as big as they are without the radio play that they're getting? No.
It's four. It's radio, it's screaming, it's visuals, and I would just say social media presence as a whole.
100%. All of those things put together takes a star into the moon. You know what I mean? But without radio, these stars would not be who they are. You did? Because whether or not they didn't have radio and their streams are out the sky, sooner or later the label was gonna be like, oh, we need to give them a check so we can turn their streams into radio play and make it into a bigger money. It's always gonna end up back into radio until a radio is abolished. That's why you're still the number one morning show, because radio was needed. Like, just not forget that. Like, I like the kids that be like, yeah, I could do it independently, and I'm streaming out the wazoo and all that, but let's mix the two. Just like the independent artists that be like, oh, I'm an independent artist, I get this money on my own, F the labels, F the major labels and all that. But when you come to a point of making so much money as a independent artist, let's say you accumulated $10 million as an independent artist in, say, 2 years. There's a label that's going to come along now and give you $20 million because they seen you make that $10 million and they think they can make you make $50 million with the help of them. So you're going to tell me you're not going to take the label's $20 million, which is non-recoupable unless you make a hit, which they want you to do to recoup that money. It's a freebie. So I don't be understanding half of the kids coming up as an independent artist. This is why I want to tell them the game. You dig? Like, you can become so much more richer because it's about what you negotiate, not what you deserve. You always gonna get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. Just remember that. And I always try to negotiate more than I deserve.
How much you charge for consultation, Jim? You're giving away a lot of free game right now.
Oh man, bro, I got to start charging for this. I thought that, you know what I mean? Like, but hey, a game is, for me, I like to give away free game. We all need to be making some money. Like, there's things that they don't want us to know, like the space in the cryptocurrency. Like, when it comes to things like that, our culture is usually the last to know. But our culture is usually the piece that's missing to make everything go boom when it comes to making money and building businesses and things like that. So we need to start being the first at all of these things, and then start being more involved at all of these things, and start claiming and supporting ourselves, because us as a whole makes the money for the world pretty much when it comes to the culture. We make things hot. That's why a person like Elon Musk can put out a tweet knowing that us think people like Elon Musk is the total truth, so we believe in anything he say, not knowing that we just piping up his business because we're the strongest entity when it comes to making money, and we need to be doing that for ourselves.
That's right.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Louis is only strong because we made Louis. You dig? Like, Cristal was popping. Jay said, nah, y'all fronting on us, ain't no Cristal. Now Jay got Ace. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we need more of that. We need way more of that.
Yeah, I saw when you posted an old pic with you and Jewels. I think it was Supreme you was talking about. You like, yo, they definitely owe us a check. Do you ever regret giving
No, I
those
don't
people free
regret.
promo?
I just be joking about that. They don't owe me a coin. They gave me the coins that I accepted. You get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. I negotiated that price for that picture, and when Supreme was like, man, we got this 15 cash right now. Where you at? Well, let me come scoop that on up. You want me to take a picture of me? I don't got to get dressed, and I was comfortable with that. I didn't know Supreme would end up being one of the biggest clothing whatever's in the history of the culture. Well, we introduced them to the game. Did we put them directly into making that money? Yes. Was we smart enough to know they was going to be that big? No. But I got mines out of it, and I'm comfortable. You dig? And I like to joke about. They should really throw us a check on the side, like just because y'all did that. But just it's all fun and games. But we need to do that for ourselves.
Do they own that picture? Because I thought I seen that picture again come back up. So they can continue to use that picture?
Yeah, they can use that as their picture. They own it. They own the rights to that picture. They pay for it. They pay for us to come to that studio and take pictures for their brand, Supreme. And our picture is now the most expensive T-shirt that Supreme has. It's probably like $2,000 or $2,500 for Dipset Supreme tee. So, it's dope, though. I respect it. I just know that the same way that they did that is the same way we can continue to do that within our culture, and we need to do more of it. Not saying that we don't do it, but we need to do more of it. Like, we'll go by Balenciaga and might know a dope designer that's black that can create the same thing, quality, everything, but we still gonna go by that Balenciaga because we our brain is so twisted into thinking I need to get this drip because it's Balenciaga, not this drip because I don't know how it goes, but I know as a people we stronger and we need to make smarter decisions because we could become a lot more richer from the decisions we make about the support that we give each other. If that makes sense. Now you got me up here sounding like Martin Luther King and shit like that. What the hell did this shit turn into, man? Like, damn.
I feel like it does bring us right to the drip report, though, because you've been very intentional about making sure that you wear black designers.
Yeah, well, shout out to Revolt. Shout out to Diddy for giving me the opportunity and Detavio to have the show, The Drip Report. And one thing I do like to focus on the Drip Report is my black designers. And now listen, I'm not trying to be all black activist about it, but I like drip. And if you got some fly drip that needs to be worn, I'm going to rock it. If drip is drip to me, it doesn't matter. I could be in Walmart and see a T-shirt that looks fly to me. I'm going to cop it. And you're going to ask me where I brought it. I'm going to say Walmart, $9.99. You like it? Go get one. It don't matter to me. You know what I mean? Drip is about what suits you and what makes you feel sexy and what makes you feel fly. People get it twisted. That's why you see all the rappers in the club with the same outfit on, but just in different colors. And they think they fly.
Has the pandemic changed shopping habits at all? Because I feel like I haven't really been buying anything because I haven't really been going anywhere.
Well, I got the show, so it's the Drip Report. So I've been fortunate enough to be shopping every week and things like that. And then I got videos of doing stuff like that. So, the videos come with the shopping. You got to look good. So, I've been pretty drippy throughout the whole quarantine. I mean, women shop different, so I know for y'all it's way different. Y'all got to be in stores to try things on and all that. Guys, we could do it on the internet, ship it in, it don't fit, we don't wear it, we throw it away, we don't care about nothing. So,
Can the Dipset story be told in its entirety? Because y'all was very connected in the streets. Can it be told in its entirety?
100%.
Okay.
100%. 100% it can be told in entirety. Everything that was done was done. You know what I mean? And anybody that got in trouble for doing anything in the midst of that era did what they held responsible and they did their time. And you know what I mean? Like, shouts to my man Slicey, man. I appreciate you, bro. There's a lot of my brothers I appreciate, man. Shouts to Mel Murder, man. Shouts to the whole gang that's locked up. My heart goes out to you. You know what I mean? I bleed for you every day. It's fucked up what goes on out here in the streets, but keep your head high, shaking nuts. You heard? Be bang Billy gang till we go.
Will it be told?
Yes, it will be told. Hopefully it'll be told in a dope fashion. I know it's a lot of moving parts. I don't think it'd be able to be told in a movie, maybe in a series. You know what I mean? Because it starts from what? It was started in 1994 when me and Cam were probably like 16, 17 when we first started heading outside to the streets and really being in the clubs and things like that and getting a taste of what it's like to be outside. We from Harlem, so things was already like we felt like we was already rappers at teenagers, and then just to see the progression from there all the way to here. So it's a lot to it. You know what I mean? There's ups, there's downs, there's tragedies, there's triumphs, there's, you know what I mean? Like, there's breakups, there's all type things that need to be thought about. So, I mean, probably everything won't be able to be told, but you know, for the most part, for the most part, it's dope. I think it'd be a dope success story for New York City for a few kids that came up from Harlem with not too much to offer and ain't have too many options, and we kind of did good for ourselves.
How did Jim smooth out his temperament?
Time.
First question should be: has Jim smoothed out his temperament?
Yeah, I have. I mean, you know, it's. I mean, I wouldn't suggest anybody to you know try to cross that line because I'm trying to do better for myself, and you know what I mean, and trying to put my energy in the right spot and things like that. My son and my family has a lot to do with it. As my son got older and I got older, and the decisions I was making weren't making sense, and the embarrassment that I was bringing home for a lot of decisions I was making wasn't making sense. I had to learn to move smoother if I wanted to continue to do the same things, and then moving smoother turns into maybe these things you might not need to be doing anymore as you're getting older. And it's a lot, you know what I mean? I've been through a lot, bro. Like, I've been through a whole lot, not just even this industry and life, period, just coming up as a man. And at this point in time, I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like, not to say it like that, but when it comes to the streets and all that type, I'm tired. And I'm tired, period. I wouldn't want nobody to make me have to feel like I got to do something out of my character at this point in time to make me feel like I got to dip back into who I once was, because it's not needed. I do believe I proved myself in that sense when it comes to the streets, quote unquote. You could Google me, baby. They gonna tell you all about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we saw Cam post the video. I don't know if y'all was shooting the video, if that was real, but when you was hanging out the car, and Cam said Cam said somebody tried to play with us, so Jim got real disrespectful.
No, we was down in Miami, shooting a video. Shouts to Cam, man. He it's funny, man. Like, we all from Harlem and things like that, and then you know, Cam brought a spot in Miami, and I had a spot in Miami for a minute. And then I go back, then he got a new spot. So a couple weekends ago, and go down, and he's like, yo, you know, I think I'm like right across the street from you. I'm like, can I get a break already? Like, yo, bro, how you end up across the street from me? So it's love, man. Shouts to Cam, he shot the video, man. Shouts to Joel's. Joel's in a good space, man. I'm just in a good space in life, man. I feel good, man. I'm still here, man. I've seen a lot of people that didn't make it to where I'm at right now and don't have the opportunities that I have right now. So I'm just trying to count my blessings and keep it moving and not fuck anything up for me. Because for the life of me, anytime that I fucked up, it was because of me. Mm-hmm. You dig? Anything that was stopping me was me stopping me. You know what I mean? Like, 9 times out of 10, the man in the mirror was the person I was scared of. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I love to see the growth. I love to see you and French Montana making records, you and Mano having conversations. Those are a couple things, if you in New York, you thought you would never see. So I'm glad to see the growth.
Shouts to French, man. Shouts to French, dope brother, man. You never know, man. I've you know, as of to recently, I didn't know who he was. Didn't ever have a conversation with him. Didn't know how his personality was and shit like. But he's a dope brother, man. Tip my hat to him. French, what's up? You know, me and Mano been partners in crimes for years, but we didn't. We kind of met on we met on a very real circumstance. That's why I love Mano to death and things like that. But shouts to the lobby boy, man. You know what I mean? I'm just happy, man. I appreciate everything that's been going on right now, and I can't explain it.
And it's not over. It's just getting started, actually.
That's what it feels like. That's the scary part. And I'm tired. You did? But I'm happy though. I feel happy. Shouts to my sister. I want to say shouts to my sister. She's not feeling too good. She's in the hospital, but she is one of the strongest people that I know in the world. And I just want to tell my sister Khadijah that I love you to death, and I'm not going home until you go home. Know that.
Word.
Well, Jim, we appreciate you for coming through, man. And I'm sure I'll see you soon somewhere around.
100%. Whatever y'all need me for, hit me up. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep doing what you're doing, man. Like y'all are a very big platform for people like us, and keep digging, and we keep. I just like what y'all do as a whole, man. And then separately, y'all all very dope. Y'all all got your all endeavors. Like, Ange got the all the production. I know a lot of things that people don't know. So your production value and things that you do behind the scene and things that you be working on is very dope. Envy, you a monster. You really a Jamaican. You a light-skinned Jamaican. You a coolie.
He's Sean Paul.
Definitely. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the opportunity, man. If you ever need me, hit me up. Let's definitely do some NFTs, though. I'm serious. We gonna get this. Who's in charge? We need this interview. We're gonna slice this up a few ways, and then
let's do it.
We turning this into an NFT right now. So look for this in the next week or so, people. This will be NFT. It's gonna be out there.
Let's do it.
Appreciate
we
it.
We could do something for Montserrat and make that a nice NFT.
Oh, I forgot you from Montserrat. Yeah, hometown. Definitely. Do something with the volcanoes. Have you ever been to Montserrat before?
1,000,000 times. I'm actually doing a virtual tour for them. I got to send it in today since people can't go to the island right now.
I need to see that virtual tour. I've never been to Montserrat. Aruba 1,000,000 times. St. Martin. I think Curacao when I was a baby, but Montserrat, no.
I'm gonna set up your trip for you.
Thank you. You know, I own we own land that's bigger, like they say is bigger than Yankee Stadium out there. That's how much land we have out there.
That's where your family from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I never even.
There's not a lot of us. That's why you need to get there. I'm telling you, I talk to them all the time. The tourism board, I'll get you out there.
Please, because I got the land. We could build some hotels or something on the land. It's just sitting there like.
Now you talking my language. Let's go. I'm with y'all now.
Taxes on it though.
Come on, man. Taxes ain't nothing. I love taxes. I'm one of the few that's happy to pay my taxes. I'm not happy to pay all the time, but for where I came from, bro, to be able to pay taxes and put money in the bank is really the goal.
Oh, good, because they do today for corporate.
I don't like you no more. Enjoy. I'm out of here. I'm going home to eat.
Capo.
That's what's up, Jim Jones.